Okay guys, welcome to Frostpunk. Very, very cool to have it. I'm gonna go look at the settings really quick. Graphics, we're playing everything on as high as we can, 1440p, because that's just who I am, and hopefully we don't get any frame dips. If we do, I'll adjust it. I want the sound up because this game's soundtrack is phenomenal, and like, that's why I got this on instead of, and I got it loud, I got it really loud too. I want to immerse myself right in this. We don't have any, I don't have my hat on today because of that. Key bindings are all default, and I thought about doing temperature scale as Fahrenheit, because I'm Fahrenheit, but you know what? I'm gonna turn it back to Celsius. This is the default, and most people, almost everybody I see plays it as Celsius. I think I'm gonna leave it as Celsius. I was gonna play it in Fahrenheit just to be different, but I think I'm not gonna do it. So, all right, a new home is the scenario. Let me make sure really quick and make sure that this scene works the way I intend it to, and it absolutely does. Fantastic. Okay, we'll go to a new home, and let's go. We'll go over a couple of things. If anyone is not familiar with some of the game mechanics and things, we'll go over that right now. I don't know it as an expert or anything because this is mostly a blind play, but I know enough to at least explain the absolute basics. So we'll get into that when the time comes.
We roam the still, cold world. No horizon in sight. The rulers of old, stripped of pride and glory. It feels as yesterday we were turning the wheels of progress, until the frost stopped it all, suddenly, without a warning. When tides had changed, they changed for all of us, no matter wealth or class. We've lost our world to snow, and with it, our last traces of humanity. We bid farewell to plenty. And for those who remained, came the time to adapt. We decided to leave our homes and head north. We roamed for weeks, maybe months, leaving behind all the things we once believed had made us. It was hope that pushed us forward. Slowly, step by step, we knew the cost of our journey, and we paid the price 100 times. Finally, the time has come to build the last city on Earth.
I see you guys telling me that the voice is quiet, and I'll erase it, but it wouldn't let me get my mouse off the screen. And if I alt-tabbed right there, it would have shut the sound down, which is what it just did. A new home. We fled from London and crossed the sea to reach a frozen north. On the way, our convoy was hit by a blizzard and scattered. A handful of us managed to reach the site of this generator, only to find it frozen solid and abandoned. Why is no one here? Did any of our people survive the blizzard? Are there any others out there? Whatever we do, we should expect the worst now that the world that we know has crumbled. So I'll go ahead and do this really quick, and I'm gonna get you guys introduced to the game. So people who don't know things, relax, I'll get you there, but let me get this really quick. Can I alt-tab out now? Thank you, okay. So let me turn the volume up a little bit, because you guys wanted it, so there you go. If it gets too loud, now you gotta let me know that too, because I'm turning it up for you. But I'm not turning it up for me. It's already really loud for me. But I'm turning it up for you. So, the people that don't know the game. Brief summary, okay? The world apocalypse has happened, okay? But it's not like a zombie apocalypse. It's just us. It's just our nature, all right? We're now in another ice age, all right? Climate, whatever has happened. We're in another ice age, and there are very few survivors, and we have to survive in that cold wasteland. We've managed to migrate ourselves to this location, which I assume is somewhere in northern Canada, and or my backyard in December, and we are now going to try and survive. It's a city builder resource management survival game developed by the same people who created a game called This War of Mine. So gives you a brief summary of what it is and what it's like. We're supposed to fight the cold. We need to get the generator working. It provides heat and power to other buildings. Without it, we'll freeze. Stockpile some coal and start the generator. So I'm gonna pause the game really quick. I just want to give a brief introduction to what we're dealing with here. Also want to say congrats Woodchuck on becoming a regular and Reeftopia. Both of you guys, awesome. I love snow, but this is a bit much. This is a lot much. It's a lot much. Blang blang. Oh, we're gonna have double sounds again. We're not gonna have double sounds again, are we? I'm really annoyed by the double sounds. Hopefully not. I tested this damn. Oh, you know what it is? I better know what it is. I better know what it is. Hang on. I better know exactly what it is. No, never mind. I don't. Hold on. Let me do this though. This I do need to change. Give me a second. I need to do this. And this. And this. Seriously though, double sounds? I tested this so much. I tested this so much. All right. So we are looking at, this is the generator. This generator is going to provide warmth for us, but we need coal in order to make it warm. You know, we need coal to fuel it. We currently have 65 people unemployed. 15 people are prohibited from working. Those are the children. We can very early in the game decide that we want children to go to work. I'm going to opt to be a scholarly gentleman and someone who is more of a humanitarian in this. When I say I watched a few streams, I mean I watched a little bit of Resorty's stream, and he has inspired me to not have child labor. So we're going to try to do this without the child labor if we can. Woodchuck, appreciate the bits, man. Thanks. There you go. We have resources at the top. So you'll see coal, wood, steel, and steam cores. We'll get into what steam cores are later. I believe this is used for like more advanced buildings and like machines and stuff. We also have raw food and rations. Now, raw food is turned into rations by cookhouses. People will eat raw food, but they'll consume more total food by eating raw food because one raw food equals 2 rations. So instead of eating one raw food, it's kind of like people eating double rations. So we want to cook the food. We also have coal, that's used to power this, and wood and steel is used to build things. We have work time. People will only work during a scheduled work time, I believe like 8 to 5. Makes sense. People don't really work 24 hours, unless of course our laws say they do. We'll get into that in a second too. We have a build menu down here. We can build certain stuff here, including streets and roads and all that stuff. We have a book of laws. We'll get into that in a second. And we also have our economic profile where we can see all the different data that we're dealing with. And like, I don't know any of this stuff yet. I just know where the stuff is. I don't know how to work it yet. So there you go. This is the current temperature outside. Negative 20 degrees C. Not that cold. It's cold, but it's not that cold. It can be much colder. We can always see how cold everything is total by clicking this. It'll give us a nice temperature overlay and tell us how everything is cold. There's 6 levels of cold. Comfortable, livable, chilly, cold, very cold, and freezing. Generally speaking, you want to keep it as warm as possible. The colder that it gets, the more likely people are going to be getting sick. And the sicker they get, the more likely they'll have to be amputated or they'll end up dying from the sickness. Of course, that means less people working, more discontent, people lose hope, etc. Speaking of that, we also have these two bars down here. We want to keep the discontent very low. And we want to keep the hope very high. Generally speaking, that's the better way to do it. People might revolt and riot and want to leave or kick us out and we lose if the discontent gets too high, and also if the hope gets too low. So there you go. 20 degrees is cold, but bearable. Yeah, but it gets way colder. Like, I'm talking negative 120. It gets absurd. So we'll have to deal with it as it comes. Let me alt tab out of this really fast. I need to be able to see this over here. All right, cool. Okay, so there you go. That's how it works. So our first objective is over here. You'll see it on this side. It says, fight the cold, stockpile some coal, and activate the generator. That's our first objective. So that's what we want to do. We're gonna take our workers. We've got 65 of them. And we want to get some coal resources gathered. We got some coal over here. And we got some coal right here. And we got wood stockpiles. There's some steel, I think is what this is. Yep. Cool. I might be just a tad bit over my camera, but we'll see. We'll leave it alone for now. So I want to get coal started, I think. So let's have people come over and grab this coal pile. I need to assign workers in order for things to happen. The more workers I assign to a pile, the more we'll be able to gather. If I do the maximum people, that's 15 people, we can get 18 coal per hour, and there's a total of 500 coal available in this spot. We need the coal to run the generator, and that's probably priority number one. I think we'll probably put a bunch of people on wood because we're gonna need to build things too. So let's put like the maximum people on this wood pile if we can. How about like maybe a few more on this wood pile? Do we want any steel? Maybe we can start gathering a little bit of steel too. That's probably okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and let them go. Now this is, I really like this. To get out here, there's no roads or anything. So to get out there, they're gonna plow their own streets. Like, they're just gonna push their way through the snow. They like plow the snow as they move. It's pretty nice. It looks really beautiful. It's not as efficient as actually creating streets, and I will need to create roads in order to put buildings down, but that's about what we have for now. So all of these people are currently homeless. This little red indicator here, this is sort of like what we have to pay attention to. These are urgent matters. So right now, 80 people are homeless. So I'm gonna go to the construction menu, make tents. They take 10 wood each. We currently have 45 wood, so we can make 4 tents right now. And each one provides housing for 10 people. So I'm gonna put tents, like right here. We'll do like 4 tents. Yeah, like that. Eventually I'm gonna want a medical post. I'm gonna want hunters' huts to get them getting food and stuff too. I wanna say, yeah, they already have some raw food. So they will have some food for the near future. But I kinda wanna get a cookhouse up and running as soon as possible. Because like I said, they're gonna eat 1 raw food apiece. But if I can get a cookhouse, then they'll eat 1 ration apiece, which is the same as eating half a raw food. So I can have almost double my food that way. So I'm gonna drop a cookhouse first, I think, here. So the people who aren't gathering, they will be assigned to buildings. So the people who I didn't put on, right now we have some people who are building the houses, and we have some people who are gathering resources for the buildings, which is nice. We get 10 more wood. So far I have housing started for half our people. So there you go. I've never encountered 20C in my life. Negative 9C maybe the highest. I think I have. I think I've encountered negative 20C. That's pretty cold, and I probably only did it like once in my life, probably. But it's pretty cold. Get your language correct. They will eventually rebel. It's just a question of when. Okay, fine. Am I in a crater? Yeah, city aperture. So we're kind of like in this big hole, this big ice hole. And it keeps us away from the wind. You can kind of hear the wind, right? It picks up when we zoom out. But we're in a big ice hole for this. It keeps us away from the elements, but we're still gonna have to deal with bad storms. We have this area right here on the top here, and this displays the current day and all that stuff. And this is the 2nd day, this is the 3rd day, and this is the 4th day. But we also have other events. We know kind of what the weather is gonna do ahead of time, because we're not like illiterate, if you will. We're not really stupid. The world has just gone to shit. So I'm gonna pause this really quick. We have enough coal, I think, now to go ahead and start this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. That's gonna start the generator and get that running. We have some coal coming in. We can sustain this at level 1, and that's gonna heat these areas. It takes a little bit to get it all spooled up, but once it does, we're gonna notice that this area will become warm, become livable, and people are a lot less likely to get sick in a livable place. So now this whole area here is livable. People are gonna be much more happy with this here. So for now, we're gonna leave that going there. Currently, we are able to gather 180 a day, and we're currently producing 144. So we have a surplus on our coal. For now. We also have range settings. We can go higher. This will consume more coal, but it'll also provide more warmth. That's important because eventually it will get a lot colder and we'll need to produce more warmth in order to sustain that. So that's gonna be great. Resort, appreciate the host. Thanks for being here. If you're here. If you're not here, you know, thanks for the host anyway. Uh-oh. Great. Shift is ending. Now this is like a random pop-up. So there's like these random events that will happen, and we'll have to respond to these random events. So in this case, it's a housing problem. No roof over our heads. We have to do something about it. We can tell people, hey, I'll provide shelter for some people, and that will have a little bit of a positive effect. If we do what we promise, we have to fulfill our promises, because if we don't fulfill our promises, then it gets really bad. You don't want to break your promises. So we have to make sure if we say we're going to do something, we do it. It also says I'll provide shelter for everyone. If I do that, I get a much bigger bonus to hope, lowering discontent, etc. Or I can say, hey, I'm not going to address this right now. This is our way of saying I can't do this. So it's better to say, hey, I can't do this, than it is to say I'll do it and then not do it, okay? At least you're up front with people. They'll be a little bit more kind to you in terms of how things happen. Hey, Resorty, how are you, man? Thanks for the host, man. All right, so I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna say I can do everyone, because I have enough wood to do it, I think. So I'm gonna say I wanna provide it for everybody. And I will have 2 days to provide shelter for 40 more people. That's just 40, it's just 40 more wood. It's 4 more houses. So I'm gonna do that. I have 60 wood, so I know I can do that now. So let's do it now, get that out of the way. First though, I'm gonna do a hunter's hut, I think. As long as it doesn't take more wood than I have. 20 wood, fine, we have it. Let's do the hunter's hut here. And then I'm gonna do more tents. And I'm gonna actually go like this. I'm kind of planning for a future here. I want to see if this is a better idea. I don't know that this is a good idea, but we're going to try it. I'm going to go like this. I'm also going to go like not adjacent to a street. It will be, don't worry. Like this, okay. So we've got that. These houses are going to start getting built. Now they're a little bit further away from the generator, but I think they're still going to get covered okay. I think. So they'll be fine for this. The reason I'm doing it this way, because again, it's not completely blind. I know there are some buildings. I don't know which buildings they are, but I know there are some buildings that have this area of effect. And if I can structure my buildings in a way to where I can place those buildings between the houses, I might be able to affect more of them. So rather than going all the way around the place, I'm gonna kind of keep this as a little neighborhood here for now. Word of advice, the wisdom of the crowd. Captain, when facing demands, remember this, people usually look for the quickest solution, not the best one. You don't have to agree to everything they ask for. You fix the problem your own way, it's fine. Thanks. So that's what we're gonna try. Resorta, you've inspired me. I'm going to try no child labor. We'll see how well that goes. We're gonna try it. So I can't build streets, I don't think, because I don't have the resources, but I'm gonna try to like, just kind of plan it out for now. Okay, so I don't have the wood. So once we have the wood, which we're not gonna have for now, but I have 2 days to provide the housing. So that's not a big deal. Tomorrow, we'll go out and we'll gather the right wood. This has got 15 people on it already, right? Yeah, what about this wood pile? Let's raise people up on this a little bit. This coal pile has 322 left, maximum people on that. That's pretty good. I think we're probably okay on that one. We have the hunter's hut. We need to have people working there. So let's get at least one hunter. They're gonna be able to gather some food. I also wanna make sure we have at least some people cooking. I wanna turn these rations, I wanna turn this raw food into rations. So I wanna get that to happen. But people only do this, right, during the workday. And right now it's nighttime. So we're gonna speed up time. Notice our coal supply dropping. We have 18 hours of coal. Shouldn't be a problem because we're gonna be gathering it, you know, later on when the workday starts. At 5 a.m., the clock goes back to real time. So I don't have to worry about like zipping through the whole thing. I'm gonna pause this really quick though because there's this little tutorial summary here. Camera controls, WSD, rotate with Q and E, resource workforce. Just making sure I know this stuff already. If I know it, then I can explain it as I go. But if I don't know it, then I'm wrong, and then it's a real problem. Work time, I know this part. Yep, construction, got that. Livable chili. I want to see the part about illness and healthcare. Cold homes or workplaces cause people to get sick. Without proper care, they can become gravely ill and might die. The sick can be treated in medical posts. The gravely ill need an infirmary to be treated. I don't have a medical post, so I need to build that today, I think. But some of them will be left as amputees. If they're left as amputees, they can't work. I know that part. I need to check in to see if my heater's still on. The sustain life law allows you to keep the gravely ill alive, but untreated in medical posts. Great. Great. One dude hunting for 80? For now. Just for now. We have 100, okay? We have 100 raw food. But, like, I really want them to cook it, because if they eat this, then we're in serious trouble. Critical shortage. The number of sick is rising. We don't have enough materials. I will. We're going to get... build a medical post. Perhaps a short burst of effort could help us gather the necessary resources. Consider signing the emergency shift law. So this is our book of laws. Sometimes we have to concentrate on the task at hand and the cost of everything else or die. So this is to sign the emergency shift law. After introducing this law, another one can be passed in 18 hours. The new ability, we can force workers in any facility to work for the next 24 hours. Using the emergency shift will raise discontent. Discontent will rise slightly. I think it's probably a good idea. Because then I can make sure that people like are cooking food rations right now. I can also make sure we have the wood to give people homes. So maybe that's probably fine. I also love the sounds. Like, listen to that. That bass, man. It's so good. I think I'm gonna sign this one. Because I want people to start working in this.
Listen, everyone. New law is signed.
How do I do it? This. Discontent. Well, we can afford it for now. I want people to start cooking. Because I don't want to lose this food. I want people to start eating the rations instead of the food. So let's get that to happen. I also need wood to be done. I'm gonna grab the wood crates here. That impacts a lot. Wow, okay, I didn't know it did that much. I didn't know it was gonna be that big of a discontent raise. Okay, that's pretty big. Maybe that's not, it's only temporary though. It goes back down, I think. I'm pretty sure it does. We don't have any wood and I need the medical tent, so I need to do that too. So I want people cooking rations so we don't lose as much food. And I want people...
The work shift starts.
Good. Let's not have this. Oh, I can't actually stop it. Okay, I thought it was a temporary thing. Okay, it's not a temporary thing. Not at all. Okay, good to know. Not at all. Excellent. Well done. Oh boy. Okay. Let's get streets. I need to get streets back here so people can live in them. If they're not on streets, then people can't live there. I think that will take care of it for now. If we can get those streets built, then these houses will become good and people will stop being homeless, which will help them in their sickness. Or help them in getting sick, or not getting sick rather. How is our coal supply working? We're still gathering more than we're using, but not by much. I think I need more people on coal. I just need a little bit more wood so I can build the medical tent. Shelter promise fulfilled. Everyone feels relieved with a roof, even a flapping one over their head. Hope rises. Sweet. That's not very high, but it's something. Where is the health boost? I need 25 wood for this. Well, shit. We'll wait till we have 25 wood then. The discontent slowly goes away over time, though. Yeah, exactly. The 24-hour thing is a temporary thing. All right, medical post. I'm putting this right next to the heater, because why not? Let's build that, and then we can start treating people. So let's get a few of these people that are doing this. I think I'm gonna pull you guys off of this pile. This wood pile is nice, but I'm gonna pull some of you guys off of this so you guys can start working in this. I think I probably should get a workshop pretty quick too. I hear the workshop is pretty important. So I hear. I need 5 steel, which I don't have. One of our people died. Great. On day 2 of our arrival, one of our people died. One of our engineers in a work accident. So it wasn't my fault, okay? It's a work accident. It happens. Okay. Death of overwork. One of our people died suddenly during an emergency shift. We don't know what happened, but it's likely it was a heart attack. All emergency shifts currently in progress will end. Hope will rise slightly. Okay. Okay, fine, you win. You can end the emergency shifts if that's really the cause. First death. One of our people has just died. Sickness, accidents, coldly dead. We'll keep claiming lives in the harsh world. We need a way to disposing the body. Okay. Consider assigning the cemetery or corpse disposal law. Wow, okay. I need to wait 11 hours to make another law, but what it's asking me if it wants me to do right now, should I get a cemetery or should I do corpse disposal? So a cemetery will establish a burial ground. We can lay our dead to rest with dignity and respect, or just bury them in the snow. Eat them? What are you talking? No, no. Dead person. Seems like it's going great. Yeah, it's perfect. It's exactly what we want. It's perfect. I can't side it for 11 hours. So do we just bury them in the snow? If we do this, cold halts their decay. We have a snow pit building we can build. There's no risk from disease for the unburied bodies, and the bodies are preserved for potential future use, whatever that means. We'll have to dig a snow pit. Hope will fall. Discontent will rise. If we get the cemetery, each burial will keep some people from work for a few hours. Not a big deal. And we'll have to establish a cemetery. There doesn't seem to be any negatives ongoing, like any long-term negatives to this, right? Doesn't seem to be any long-term to cemeteries. To where corpse disposal seems to me like it's only a one-time ping down. This one actually keeps people from working ongoing, but our hope rises. We have to build a cemetery. Cemetery costs 10 wood. Snow pile costs absolutely nothing. Okay. There might be a benefit to burying the bodies that way. We'll look at that in 11 hours. Still have 2 people gravely sick. I need this building built, please. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's speed up time just a little bit until this is done. And we're done. Okay. Let's get people in this building. 5 maximum. Let's get the sick person. There's only one sick. Yes, treat the sick. Do not let them die. Okay, lots of food rations. Very cool. We can sustain. Now I want people on hunting duty. Yes, 7 hunters sounds nice. Let's maybe pull one of our engineers back. We can do 32 meals per hour. It's pretty good, but we have no actual rations to do. So I'm actually gonna pull only 1 here and stick the rest on hunting. Oh, I can only do 7, what? Wait, can I only do, oh, I can't do engineers here. Well, you might as well, you know what? It's okay, go get. Coal, wood, steel. Go get steel. Cool. Oh boy. Oh boy. What's our consumption like now? I mean, we're able to save up enough to go through the night, but you can, like I said before, we can see the future on our weather, and the temperature is gonna drop 2 levels. I don't know what that means, probably 20 degrees. It's gonna drop during day 4, and we're gonna have to use more coal there probably. I don't know how that exactly works. I heard people are tasty. Come on now. I vote for cemetery. I'm leaning towards that too. We can't do it for another 6 hours, so. Cemetery is probably the way we have to do. Wood crates are depleted, so there's no more wood here.
The shift is ending.
We'll put them on this, and then I also want to get a few steel. We don't have any steel. Oh, yes, we do. We have 50 steel. Let's get the workshop up then. This is probably okay. We can do it here. Get the workshop building there. Now, they're not going to build, though, because it's after their work hours. So they're not going to build this? Or do they? 2 sick absences. That's fine. 33% efficiency. 1 employee delivers 7%. Okay, so we have 5 employees. Yeah, 35%? Huh? Where's my other 3%? My other 2%? Cookhouse is closed now. We have 127 food rations. I'm all right with it. We just have to make sure we hunt. I'm putting all of them on hunting. I want lots and lots of food, please. Let's go. Might want to consider dropping another hunter's hut, but we need more people, and we can't get more people, if I understand things correctly, we can't get more people until we have the workshop. Streets. I know all about streets. Yeah. Maybe we should think about getting some sort of like a gatherer's hut. Probably should. Is that something we can do? Gathering post, resource depot. People working will gather resources from nearby coal piles, wood crates, and steel wreckage. AOE building. Aw, it's a shame I can't get all of those. What? It's totally in the circle. Alright, it's fine. We can probably do it like this. Then I have to put a street all the way out here. Is that wise? I question the wisdom happening here. I think so. There's an awful lot of stuff to gather here. Probably be able to do it pretty quick if I did this. But this is wood though. It's not coal. I want coal. I need lots of coal. There's 2 coal piles here. What is this guy doing? This guy. These guys. Oh, are they hunting? Oh, they're hunters. These are the hunters. They're going off the map to go hunt something. All right, then. Have fun, hunters. I vote snow pile. It has nothing. All right, hang on. Wait less than an hour, okay. You said you vote snow pile, and it has nothing to do with eating the dead. Okay, maybe. We'll see. 2 dead folks, then all of a sudden you have plenty of food rations. Oh, whatever. Hey, Falster, how you doing, man? Does the choice of law affect what other laws you can make? Yeah, it does. Some of them do. So, like this one, for example, this one right here has only 1 circle, so you see the complete circle on this one, but this one's like two half circles, and they each go different directions. So the cemetery and corpse disposal. If we do cemetery, then later on we'll be able to do ceremonial funerals. If we do corpse disposal, then we'll be able to do organ transplants. I don't know. That sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Medical apprentices and child shelters and things like that. We'll look at that later. We're going to go child shelters because if I do child labor, like I said I wasn't going to do, so we're not. So child shelters, we'll eventually get medical apprentices and stuff. You can kind of see the tech that comes next. It's a little bit faded, but you can kind of see it. But yeah, we'll look at that later. Research goal not set. Oh, it's built. Nice. All right, so I need research. So this is the research tree, which I've only seen once ever. And I'm gonna assume the steam hub gets us more heat places. Heaters are great too, I guess. More heat. Resources probably. Coal thumper allows us to build coal thumpers. By pumping pressurized water into underground coal deposits, the coal thumper washes the precious resource to the surface, forming a pile of up to 560 coal per standard workday. Enough for 2 gathering posts. Wow. Seems pretty powerful. Food and shelter, hunter's gear. Thanks to better snowshoes and enhanced camouflage, hunters setting out from the hunter's hut will return with more raw food each day. Up to 20 raw food per hunt. It's pretty good. And then there's the beacon, and this is what lets us do things outside the hole and eventually get more people. Send scouts to search the wilderness for goods and survivors and bring them back to our city. Lookouts will also spot incoming groups of people. Cemetery is just so permanent. The snow pile and fridge will just save them for later. The chat, if you're watching this on YouTube later, the chat is debating on cemetery and snow pile. And when I say debating, they're really just trying to talk me into snow pile. Better way to use corpses to make useful elements for growing food because our bodies got rare minerals. Hey, DMI. It sounds to me like you guys want to do the snow piles. Which organ transplants do sound pretty good. Not gonna lie. I think I want the beacons first. I'm not gonna lie though. Like the coal thumper sounds pretty good. Sawmill does the same for wood, and then the steelworks probably does the same for steel. Iron ore deposits and processes it to deliver 40 steel. Coal thumper sounds pretty good. Takes 7 hours to do this, and it costs us 15 wood to build the coal thumper. It costs 10 wood to do the research. We have 45 wood. This costs 10 wood, and with the beacon, costs us 10 wood. Okay. The beacon also costs 35 steel. I think I'm gonna do the beacon. I don't have any engineers. I had to pull them off of other jobs. So let me see. What other jobs are they currently doing? I'm losing my voice too if you guys haven't told. I'm coming off of a cold, so I don't have much of a voice today. As a result, I'm speaking a little closer to the mic than I normally would too. So this is our workshop. It needs engineers. I think probably gonna let's put workers on the cookhouse. Pull the engineers off of this and stick them in here. At least 2. If I can find more though. Yeah, here. Let's pull the engineers off of this steel wreckage. Stick them in here. There we go. Okay. So that will be your workday, engineers. We'll be doing that. We're gonna do beacons. We're gonna do beacons. That'll be the first thing we commit to. I need to get them up. I need to see what we're dealing with outside the snow. Outside the... Wait less than an hour. I thought I did. Maybe it's at the end of the day. Let's just zoom ahead. Okay, we can do laws now. So what do we want to do? Corpse disposal? Is this what people are deciding on right now? Corpse disposal, is that what we're saying? The snow pits instead of cemeteries? I thought I was gonna be a good guy today. It's an elegant way to work in a skill tree in this type of game. I like it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it makes you do the moral decisions. You have to have those moral decisions to... It's pretty cool. I really like it. Okay, so... I have cemetery, I've got snow pile, disposal. I mean... I think the snow pile is... This is a one-time thing, right? Hope will fall, discontent will rise. Both bad things, but I think it only hits you once. The cemetery, hope will rise slightly once. But every time we bury somebody, we're gonna be pulling people off of work, which isn't that big of a deal, I don't think. The only thing I'm thinking about on this is, like, organ transplants later sounds good, and we can't get it if we're doing cemetery. Guys, I don't see a Sterling generator. He didn't pick it on the first rocket. Yeah. I'm leaning towards cemetery, honestly. Corpse disposal sounds nice. The organ transplants sound nice. But, I mean, people keep getting their hope up and the discontent low. I think it's probably better in the long term. Keeping people, you know. What I want to know about this, though, is does the hope rise every time they visit? Or rather, does discontent fall? It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's just a one-time thing, and it costs us resources. Pit, think of the future. Kids are going to be medically trained. That's a good point, too. Organ transplants will be possible. I think we'll do the snow pit. I don't like it. I think we're going to do the snow pit, though. I really hope this hit to our hope and discontent is not very big. Hope goes down, discontent goes up. It's not as big as I thought it might be. We might be okay. We need to build the snow pit. Where's the snow pit? Right here. Snow pit is going out like away. We're doing this away. We got some resources out here. We're doing this like, we're doing it live. I don't want to get in the way of the resources. I can't tell what is a good distance away here. It's kind of like this, right? We'll do it here. Do it here. Just going a little bit farther away, but we're gonna make a road out to this, and everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. We have the snow pit. Relax. We'll just dump the bodies. Don't worry. Do it against a wall if it melts. I don't know. I can't do that. Poor citizens. It's a hard choice, okay? It's a hard choice. A pit of dead people, which we'll have organs for later with our medically trained kids that we're gonna have later too.